And they've got a couple of events that are coming up in the state of Louisiana. They have a SmackDown that'll be, I think, down in Lafayette, and then a Monday Night Raw that'll be in Bossier City. I think I got that right. Coming up, I think it's either in August or September, but that'll draw a lot of fans. I miss having the house shows. Unfortunate. Anyway, welcome on in, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Stephen. How are you today?
There's no midget wrestling.
Micro wrestling.
Shoot. It was a great show. My only wrestling show I've ever seen, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I know WWE has a couple of events that are coming to Louisiana. Josh, who works over at the Q Zoo, as Greg Walker always calls it. I know he's pretty pumped about it. He's a big wrestling fan.
Is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
I guess also coming up in Cenla is what, the Bulls, Barrels, and Bands events?
Yeah, you should go to that.
Yeah, I should?
Yeah, you'd have a good time.
You think so?
I've been to one. It's not bad.
Okay. Steven's trying to get our live stream set up here, so he is off mic for the moment. I'd probably like the Barrels part of it, maybe. Oh, I gotta turn your mic up. All right. There. While
No, it's like a country music event, but it's mostly a rodeo. So you have the rodeo first, and then if you stay long enough, you have the country music. It's not bad.
They've had some good performers there in the past. I know some people that have gone on to prominence.
My cousin-in-law was saying, "Are y'all going to the country music concert coming up?" I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "This Hunter so-and-so, I think his name is." Like, "I don't even know who that is." And she's like, "This rodeo." I was like, "Oh, yeah, probably not. It looks fun."
You could take Sophie to that. She'd fit right in.
She'd walk out the door or walk onto the middle of the show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She'd become half the entertainment.
Yeah, she would. She definitely would.
So that's coming up. I think, is it Saturday or a week from Saturday?
I don't know.
Let's see if I can do some quick research here and find that out. In the meantime, our number is 318-442-555. And looking forward to at 8:05, Ralph Hennessy will be here from England Air Park. A lot of topics we'll be discussing with him. Yeah, Saturday, August 8th, Stephen, is the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels.
So,
with Hudson Westbrook and Tice Delk. I don't know who those two people are, but maybe some people do.
I'm sure they're big on social media, if I had to guess.
Think so?
Probably. Not 100% sure.
You're big on social media. You talk about people that are big on social media.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you.
Stephen Maxwell.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
You know who is big on social media now?
I know. I was going to say Barry, man.
Barry McCain, our friend with the Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office, decided to do a little fishing trip over the weekend and took his grandkids. And his grandkids were using their phones to film him. In fact, the very first thing pops up in my feed. And it's him catching a gar fish and then cleaning it later. And I think one of his videos has like over 700,000 hits to it, which is pretty crazy.
Last night I was scrolling and I saw a video that had Barry, and then it had like 11,000 likes. And I looked again, I was like, was this the Barry I know? And I kept looking. I was like, wow. Good for him. So it's like 850,000 views this morning.
That's insane. So.
And then I just wondered if he's listening. Barry, just keep posting. Go fishing today. Just keep it up. Post this stuff every day. You got to be consistent. It'll keep blowing up.
You have to feed the beast.
That's what people expect. Just shoot a bunch of videos in one day.
Right.
And then post one every day or every other day.
Yeah. Because there are lots of different kinds of fish that he can catch.
People love stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah.
Especially controversial things like how do you properly clean a fish? So if you clean it a different way and then everyone else is like, well, that's not how my P-Pop used to do it, well, you're going to get lots of engagement because it's controversial. So just keep posting, keep going. Never stop, never quit. Do it for the world, Barry.
For the world.
Do it for the world.
Yeah, he now has 10,000 followers.
That's 1,000 more than this morning when I was looking. So
Yeah.
strike while the iron's hot.
I just added him as a follow. I mean, we're friends on Facebook, but I just following him now with the KSYL page. So
He's always done really good on social media for like stuff here, but
yeah.
you gotta. Now you're like, outdoorsy famous. So
Mhm.
keep it going, man. I'm telling you, don't stop.
He could start his own fishing show,
I'm telling
fishing
you,
and cooking show.
dude. I'm telling you, if he just keeps posting videos of him fishing and cooking, and being just a typical country guy, like
Yep.
there's something about authenticity that
Yeah.
Facebook likes.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll post a video of me just saying where I'm at, and it gets more engagement than something I worked a week on. So
That makes you feel good, doesn't
I just quit doing the things that take me a long time to do. So no more important journalism for you guys.
I saw you had a number of videos over the weekend. Was that you or your crew that were out and about?
The crew. I have some that they shot too. I'll post today. Sometimes I just wait till Monday.
Yeah.
People don't care on Sundays.
That's true. Especially as we get into football Sundays coming up here.
Wait, I meant to say I don't care on Sundays.
It's really what it is. So, you posted a video about Cafe de Soto. I've never been there.
Really?
Downtown.
Yeah, Brad and them do a good job. He's got some brioche bun hamburgers, which are really good, some unique tacos, quesadillas, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's right next to Tamp and Grind off DeSoto, hence Cafe
the name.
DeSoto.
Yeah.
And it's a good place.
All right. And want to give a big shout out to some of our Rapides Parish teachers, specifically Michelle Blaney from Buckeye High School. She was named the High School Teacher of the Year at the Dream Teachers Gala in New Orleans, which honors outstanding teachers from across the state. Also, Sarah Corley of LSUA was named Early Childhood Leader of the Year. So that's
also
pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
J.I. Barron's new principal. She won something as well. We got to find that. Hold up.
We got it here. Let's see. Or do we? Miss Dugas?
Yes.
Yeah, Christy Dugas. Principal J.I. Barron was a state principal semifinalist.
There you go.
So congratulations to all of them. Education in good hands here in Rapides Parish.
No, it's a pretty amazing thing, and they have the videos of their speeches, which I'm going to still hear in just a bit. You can check it out. Good stuff.
Yeah. So a lot of positive things to focus on as we get underway here on a Monday. School is inching closer, Stephen, as the 1st of August will be hitting us this weekend. Summer's pretty much over. Even the traffic I noticed coming in today was a lot heavier than it normally has been. So we're back to that again.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice this morning. It was pretty chill for me. Must have been over in Grand Parish. They're all rocking and ready to go over there.
Yeah, coming over from Bulow, that direction. Normally you kind of sail through there, but it was congested.
Man.
A little congested this morning.
That's why you were here last. Just taking forever to get here.
Yeah, our school year for LCU will start up. Well, our orientation is 2 weeks from today. And then first classes are 3 weeks from today.
You know what really gets on your nerves?
What grinds your gears,
Not
Steven?
the traffic. It's whenever teachers complain about the summer being over. To the rest of us.
Does that really grind your
to
gears?
the rest of the lay people?
Does that grind your gears?
I'm like, oh man, I just got to get back to work after a nice 3-month break.
It's not quite 3 months anymore.
It's like you got to pass some sort of child labor law for you guys or something because you're working too hard. Yeah, that's something I've dealt with my whole life. My whole family were public school teachers.
Oh, that's right.
And it was always.
But
just
your mom got more into the
world.
administration side of things, didn't she?
She's a 12-month employee, and she loves to remind us about that. Now, like, well, I have to. Well, I said, school's out, huh? She's like, yeah, but not me. No, not me. I was like, well, welcome to the real world, Mom.
She should be getting close to retirement age, shouldn't she?
She's getting close. She's in the drop program, so she's holding out a little bit.
Ah, okay.
Which is always a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Get that extra cash.
Sure.
And so she's holding out for a few more years, and then she's going to hopefully take care of my kid more often.
I was going to say, and then just be a full-time Meemaw.
Have to have another one just to have her work harder for it. So,
What's her title? in that department?
Mimi.
Mimi. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then we named my dad Tootsie. Just because it was going to...
Seriously?
That was a joke because we figured it'd get on his nerves. And it did. And it just kind of stuck.
Mimi and Tootsie.
So Sophia loves Tootsie.
I can't believe you did that to your dad. My goodness. Wow.
He deserves it. What did you call your grandparents?
Grandma and grandpa.
Oh,
Traditional.
I got you.
Yeah.
Grandfather. And when you were in the estate, you called him grandfather.
Yeah. Grandpapa.
May I have some poop on mustard from
No
your
offense
grandpapa?
to people out there, but I was draw the line. I'm like, I'm not going to be called Papa.
You're not going to be called Tootsie?
Not Tootsie either.
Papa's not even bad.
I know, but I just don't like it.
Papa's pretty standard. That's pretty masculine.
Yeah, I know it is. It's a very Southern thing.
I
I
don't
know that I ever heard Papa when I lived in Wisconsin.
You are busy being drunk and
It
eating
was pretty
cheese.
much everything was Grandpa up there. Grandpa or Grandma.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know that I ever heard another title, to be honest.
Well, they got them all here.
Oh, yeah,
You
they
can go
do.
to one person. Please call in today and tell me what you called your grandparents, or call them. I'm sure it ranges. I call mine Mama. Mama and Poppy.
What about the ones in Idaho?
Grandma and Grandpa.
See?
I guess if you're above the Mason-Dixon
Yeah, I was
line,
going to say,
you know.
it's all has to do with the South.
Well, we like to distinguish our grandparents because they're special.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and you are so jaded up there that you just have to call everyone the same thing.
So jaded.
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa up north. I just planned a trip for my grandpa in Idaho to fly down here
Oh, really?
with
Wow.
my cousin
Oh, wow.
at the end of September. So I'll bring
Haley?
him on the show.
Which cousin?
Bethany.
Bethany. Okay.
So Bethany and my grandpa will be here at the end of September, early October. So I'm sure he'd love to come and sit in here with us.
Oh, that would be cool.
Might take off a few days. I'll let you know though.
All right. I'm sure you will, like the day before.
I love to have the I love to have the Idaho people come here and we act like we go swamp touring every day and we eat alligator for every meal. You know, like, oh yeah, we'll take you to the swamps in the backyard.
Raising Cane's, maybe.
Yeah.
I also saw a graphic yesterday. Apparently, yesterday was the last Sunday for the rest of the year that we won't have football.
What is next weekend? Like the crappy preseason games?
I'm assuming it's the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, that's usually the first weekend of August. Yeah.
Let's see if it is. Yeah, well, it says Thursday, August 6th is the Hall of Fame. So I don't know what is next Sunday.
I'm looking forward to I think I'm gonna watch more college football this year. You know me, I've never been a huge college football guy. I've enjoyed it. The last time I really seriously watched it was whenever Colorado was you know, with Deion Sanders and the hype. And it was smart because I could not care less about Colorado.
Yeah.
But I watched to see if they'll lose because they got on my nerves.
Right. Yeah.
So, which is why people watch the NFL, is because they want to see the Cowboys lose.
I think LSU is going to be fun to follow this year.
Yeah.
Just because of the whole storyline with Lane Kiffin and all the NIL transfer portal guys that they brought in. They're going to be a fun team to watch. They really are. But,
yeah, I'm going to watch them.
College football, it's changed forever. It's never going to be what it was. But you still have the games themselves are still a lot of fun. Game day is still a great experience. And you don't have cable, but to wake up on Saturday morning, I know if Trish is listening, she'll concur. To wake up Saturday morning and just flip on the TV and watch College Game Day for a couple hours, then you're like, okay, my day is ready to go.
Must be a nice, cush life y'all have. Someone's got to do some work around here.
Yeah, okay.
My wife would be like, oh, you're not going to help do this? You're not going to help do that? Oh, Tyler Hall says, talking football. Love it. Tyler Hall's watching.
Oh,
there you go.
Tyler, we love you, man. Miss
you.
old Tyler, former KLB forecaster. Good dude.
He is.
All right, we need to take a break. We're at the bottom of the hour, and we'll come back with more.
KSYL.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Four-figure monthly car payments is an increasingly common reality for many across the country. According to LendingTree, nearly 1 in 10 auto borrowers in the U.S. shells out $1,000 or more a month for a vehicle. Texas has the highest rate of four-figure car payments at 15%. Stocks are starting off the week with solid gains. This comes as the U.S. paused its nearly two-week run of strikes against Iran. On Friday, the S&P 500 finished the day little changed, held back by a drop in semiconductor shares. It was the first back-to-back weekly decline for the S&P 500 since late March. And Jack Daniels maker Brown-Forman is saying no thanks to a takeover offer. Brown-Forman has once again rejected an unsolicited $15 billion bid from rival Sazerac after turning down a similar acquisition offer earlier this year. With more than 500 brands in its portfolio, Sazerac offers affordable labels like BuzzBallz cocktails to high-end bourbons. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Well, good Monday morning. Another sunny, very hot day ahead of us as we'll see afternoon highs near 98 degrees. That heat index about 107 this afternoon, and winds out of the west only about 5 miles an hour. Tonight, clear skies. We'll get down to 77 for the overnight low. And then for Tuesday, sunny and hot afternoon highs near 99. That heat index again near 100. Daytime high temperatures now through the end of the week near or above 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
You just said you wanted to move forward on what the House just started the process on. That would be a party line.
Ma'am.
That would be a party line vote. That would be Republicans jamming this thing through. And the SAVE Act, as you know, or even some version of it, is highly partisan, highly controversial. Bigger picture. Isn't it going to hurt faith in our election process if a Republican-only policy to change how elections are run is rammed through 100 days, less than 100 days out from the election?
No. In my opinion, for both sides to have credibility in the elections, we need to do two things and only two things. Number one, you have to prove you are who you say you are in order to register to vote and to vote. And number two, however you decide to vote, that's up to the states. We need to go back to having an election day, not an election month. We've got to know the results of the election that night or shortly thereafter if it's close. That, to me, is what the SAVE Act is all about. And I think we can pass it. And I think we can craft it in a way to survive a bird bath.
Grants.
But we're not going to know if we don't try.
Grants, in other words, to states to incentivize, not requirements for states to take action.
Yeah, but
that's your version.
That's not the only thing. I've been contacted by some really smart people about a way to do it in addition to the grants. I'm not saying it'll work, but you're not going to know unless you try.
All right, that's John Kennedy, our Louisiana senator. He was on Disgrace the Nation yesterday with Margaret Brennan. Isn't that the show she does? Yeah. You don't care. And the SAVE Act, the big top, she calls it highly partisan. Well, it's only highly partisan in Washington. It's only highly partisan in the House and Senate. It's not highly partisan across America. Poll after poll after poll after poll shows most Americans want this to be in place to ensure the integrity of our elections. All sides want that. But there's a reason why the Democrats are dragging their feet. As we saw in New Jersey last week, okay, we did have like 6,000 illegals that were on the rolls to vote. And then the number kept growing and growing and growing. So that's just New Jersey. What can you imagine it is in California? So that's going to be a hot topic. And then you kind of have a Republican civil war that's developing a little bit in the Senate. Because John Thune has continued to drag his feet on getting it done. The Senate just got back from basically its 4th of July vacation, has worked barely over a week, and now Thune wants to recess the Senate for another 34 days.
It was like he's like a teacher.
Yeah, I guess so. That's fair. That's fair. But you have a host of senators, and it started with Mike Lee yesterday, who are basically going to. There's some kind of procedure, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but it can keep them in D.C. until they work through and try to get this done. So we'll see. We'll see if it happens, but that's kind of what's continuing to go on in D.C. Why John Thune is dragging his heels. Not only that, he continues to, when they're in recess, they don't confirm any of Trump's appointees. So I don't know what his deal is, but he's horrible. So a lot of the conservatives out there want this guy gone, and I can basically concur with that.
Didn't Republicans like they have everything they would want, right? Almost. In Congress, do, except a supermajority.
Because I think what you have is you've got the swampy Republicans, the rhinos, of which I feel like John Thune is definitely one, who are dragging their feet, just kind of waiting it out. So, for example, recess appointments of judges and other positions. When Reagan was president, there were 240. Trump has had zero. With the Republicans in control. So this is what frustrates a lot of Americans is, yeah, we voted for the Republicans to get in there and do something. And other than President Trump taking a lot of executive actions, they've done very little. In fact, almost nothing. It's ridiculous. It really is sad. Meanwhile, the Democrats continue to get more socialist by the day. So, oh boy.
When the SBA was here last week, remember though, if you're looking for benefits in Walls Parish, make sure you bring your identification. They say that's very important. Just thought I'd remind everyone about that.
You need ID for almost everything and anything except to vote in this country, which is absolutely insane. All right, 318-442-8255. Let's go to the phones on Talkback. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Well, you know, what's interesting about this next Senate, we're going to have one that's going to be elected this fall. What's really interesting about them, you know, you always hear about Social Security running out of money.
Yep.
Well, that next Senate is going to be in place when Social Security runs out of money.
Wow. That's true. Yeah. The 6 years, because they're basically predicting it's going to run out of money in what year? Oh, he gone. 2030, is it? Or 31?
Nice.
I think it's the year that I'm supposed to be fully vested, of course. Oh, my God.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me again. You ain't going to fool me 3 times.
Don't get fooled again.
Don't get fooled again.
Good morning. You're on Talkback.
I think it's supposed to be empty in 2032, I believe.
Yeah, that's when I turned 67. That's when I turned 67.
That sounds about right. That's good timing.
Yeah.
But I would say Thune is just another one of those rhinos.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to speak ill of the man because I know he just passed, but Lindsey Graham, another one of them.
Yeah.
When y'all are in office for so long that people don't remember who was there before you, that's too long.
Yeah.
All of those people they're purposefully doing what they can to slow walk the process because they don't like change and they know change is going to get them out of office. And there goes their power.
Yeah, I mean, and Scott Presler, who he became prominent in 2024 for basically helping to flip Pennsylvania by getting out and getting Republicans registered and activated to vote, has promised he is going to South Dakota to take down John Thune if he doesn't get this done. And he will follow through. So,
but I'm sure he does.
Yeah, I hope he does too. And he said that we're going to see if they actually do this vote, who votes for it and who votes against it. And he's going to go after every single senator that doesn't support it. So Lisa
Murkowski, the guy who was going for the mayor of L.A., same fella?
No, that's Pratt, Spencer Pratt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same initials, but different person.
Yeah.
So
on a more positive note,
yeah,
I want to brag on our community. We had a big St. Jude fundraiser this weekend. And we don't have official numbers yet, but we're close to $40,000 raised in our town this weekend.
That's great.
And that's just thanks to individuals stepping up and donating money to make a difference. And it really speaks to the people that we have in this community and our heart for others.
What was the event?
I think it was the Walker GMC St. Jude Classics.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was formerly the Hackers Cup.
Okay. Gotcha.
But it's 21 years this tournament has been going on, and it just grows every year. And the community is just amazing to come out and help us make sure that this happens, and we raise money for something better than us, or bigger than us, I should say.
Right. Awesome.
That's amazing. That's a lot of money.
Just a big pat on the back. It is a whole lot of money. Just a big pat on the back to our community. Even in tough financial times, we still all come together for something bigger than us, for something that truly saves lives.
Very cool. All right, brother. Thanks so much for that
have
update.
a great day, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Hey everyone, Dean here from Say's Office Supply, wanting to invite everyone to our annual youth fishing tournament from safe daylight to 10:30 at Coteal Lake. Entry fee is only $10. The first 400 participants get a free Zepco rod and reel, a t-shirt, and even a honey bun. And lunch will be provided for everyone. And this year, guys, Red River Bank's even coming with ice cream. Participants ages 3 to 14 can fish for bass, brim, white perch, and even the largest trash fish. There's going to be more awesome giveaways, including 4 bicycles and a lifetime hunting and fishing license. Make sure to pick up your entry forms at Say's Office Supply before we leave. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Max Fresh Market, UTLX, Cenla Broadcasting, HHB Trucking, Geo Electric, ACM Paving, SCS Supply, Why Not Stop, Clico, Red River Bank, and Petrus Feed and Seed. Come on out Saturday, August the 1st from safe daylight till 10:30.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
The Greenhouse presents Help Save Lives. According to the ASPCA in the United States, millions of healthy dogs and cats are euthanized each year. Unfortunately, that's what happens to pets who are born unwanted. You can stop these deaths by preventing unwanted pregnancies. Have your pets spayed or neutered. And if price is an issue, Magnolia Spay and Neuter on Nelson Street here in Alexandria is Central Louisiana's only low-cost spay-neuter clinic.
This is where the DJ talks. Don't say anything. Okay.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Oh, beauty, go. Both simultaneously be back into session in the Capitol until, wait for it, September 14th. Mid-September. This is the last week, absent some change in the respective chambers' meeting schedule. The last legislative week until mid-September, which will take us to just, what is that, 6 weeks before the November election? That is unacceptable. We don't have a lack of time, Mr. President. We have a lack of spine. Don't ever confuse lack of time with lack of spine, because they're two very different things. If we truly lacked time, that would be one thing. We've got time. We're just choosing not to use it. We're choosing to use it differently, and I would add very poorly if we don't take this up. Take it up now and stay on the bill until it darn well passes. The Senate should stay here tomorrow, this weekend, next week, through weekends and long scheduled recesses, as long as it takes. If opponents want to block it, let them do so in public. If Democrats want to filibuster this bill, let them stand and speak like actual senators, actually filibustering, because that's what filibustering is. And if they don't show up to do that, then we call the question. We call the vote, and we do so at a simple majority because that's what our rules allow us to do with votes when they don't filibuster. But you can't have the benefit of filibustering if you're not willing to filibuster.
All right, that was Utah Senator Mike Lee. He's known on X as Based Mike Lee, and talking about his objections to the Senate recess until the SAVE Act is passed, demanding a full roll call vote. Not holding my breath. It's just frustrating and disappointing, but I think he'd make a pretty good Senate leader myself. Rick Scott, I know, has joined that, and there were 2 other senators who came out yesterday as well. So, anyway, that's what's going on with the insanity.
I just don't know what else y'all could ask for on that side.
Bro, you're 100% right, and that's what is so frustrating for voters is, look, we gave you all everything you need, and you're still not getting it done. But
well, none of it's ever as easy as they always say it is before they get started.
Yeah. I mean, because you really have 2 Republicans. You really kind of have the MAGA movement, which isn't just Republicans, just a lot of people that are conservatives, independents, even Democrats who crossed over. But then you have the old guard Republicans, the Republicans of George Bush and all of that faction that, are just so milquetoast and have basically presiding over the decline of America while they sip their coffee or do whatever they do. So.
Yeah, it's just politics is difficult. And, even looking at Iran now, it's a lot harder than they thought it was going to be. Seems to be.
True. Yeah, that is true. Yes, sir. Let's see. Oh, our friend Trish heard us talking about her. She said she is ready for Herbie and the guys. That's the college game day crew, which includes Nick Saban. I just wish they didn't have Pat McAfee on there. Oh. Am I the only one?
Not a big fan.
He's just so annoying. It's like
it's that Barstool style of
you're right.
Sports journalism.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's probably smart to make money, but for us the old people,
I do like Nick Saban on the show. I think he adds a lot. And she says you can tell Steven that I grew up in the Midwest and my grandparents were Mommy Ruth and Bumper.
Nice. Bumper's a winner. That's a good one.
I've never heard that name.
What was the first one?
Mommy Ruth.
Oh, those are great. See, that's creative.
Yeah.
That's creative, Al. You want to be grandpa.
I like being a grandpa.
Well, too bad I'm not there to influence your grandkids anymore in Shreveport. I would just tell them, like, that's pee-poo right there. We all call him pee-poo.
And knowing Ellis, she would remember it.
Yeah.
Girl has a mind like a steel trap. Smart little thing.
Yeah.
But
I might start calling you pee-poo.
Pee-poo? Okay. All right.
I like Bumper. Bumper's a winner.
Hey, did you have fun watching the WNBA All-Star game yesterday?
Who?
I was just cracking up, scrolling through on X. There's an account called Brick Center, based on Sports Center, but it had a compilation of all the missed shots, like wide open layups. Just so bad.
So I don't know anything about the NBA, but the only time I hear about it is when
NBA or WNBA.
Oh, this was the WNBA?
WNBA, yes.
Well, both. The only time I hear about them is I go to LAC a couple days a week, and they have ESPN on in the changing room. And so that's the only time I watch sports highlights or whatever. And the past couple of days have been like, the NBA is frozen because everyone's waiting to see where LeBron James is going to go. And it's just like the same day they're talking about like LeBron has the right to take as long as he wants. He's the king. And then everyone's like, well, you should do it. Like, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid.
That's all that sports talk on ESPN has become, is just speculation shows. And for me, I hate content like that because you do nothing for me. I could speculate as much as anybody. Any of us can do that. Like, give me information. Do your job. Find out things that can help me know more as a fan. But I mean, really, ESPN has become an insufferable network. It really has. And same thing, sometimes I'll turn on ESPN radio, and it's like, that's all they're doing. It's like, I don't care. Like, what has happened here? It's just not, like, interesting to me.
Nope.
You know? So, like, Rich Eisen's show on ESPN is pretty good. If you get a chance to catch that. Sometimes they'll get into that mode, though, and I'm like, okay, click. I'm going somewhere else. But when you, like, have a guest on and it's interesting and you're giving me information. By the way, congrats to Angel Reese. She had a phenomenal WNBA All-Star game yesterday. 9 minutes, 0 points.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
The Louisiana heat is here. Is your home ready? Whether it's keeping your air conditioner running strong, fixing unexpected plumbing problems, or installing a whole home generator before the next storm rolls in, Southern Air has you covered. With trusted technicians, upfront pricing, and service that you can count on, we're here to keep your family comfortable all summer long. Don't sweat it. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today, or schedule online at southernairalexandria.com. Security Metal Roofing has proudly served Cenla for over 35 years. We're your one-stop shop for all your metal building and metal roofing needs. At Security Metal, we're committed to providing top quality products at the best possible price. We'll even price match any competitor's quote on comparable materials and beat it. Just bring us their quote. Also, we have a lower tax rate being outside the city limits. That's Security Metal Roofing in Alexandria. Call 445-0223 or visit securitymetalroofing.com.
Blended families, bonus children, and co-parenting can bring amazing experiences, but it can also be overwhelming and complicate your estate plan. How can families navigate the process when entering into this wonderful journey? I'm George Fine with Fine Legal Services. When it comes to your family's questions, our team can make planning for the future seamless and transparent. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com.
LSBA number LA2316294.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
I mean, no disrespect. I love John Thune. He's my leader. He's got a big brain. He's better looking than me. But I think he's just being too cautious. He wants to spend the rest of our time talking with Senator Schumer about shutting down government. And the Graham-Plattner wing of the party his party's not going to let Schumer agree with us. They already want to give Schumer a bathrobe, a popsicle, and an early bedtime and have him retire. I don't think Chuck can agree with us. I think he's going to shut down government.
I want to go back. You just said you wanted to move forward on what the House just started the process on. That would be a party line.
Ma'am.
That would be a party line vote. That would be Republicans jamming this thing through. And the SAVE Act, as you know, or even some version of it, is highly partisan, highly controversial. Bigger picture. Isn't it going to hurt faith in our election process if a Republican-only policy to change how elections are run is rammed through 100 days?
Oh, my gosh. Don't you love the way they couch the questions?
Well, you got to read it first, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like highly unpopular. With who?
No, wait, you can't. We can't read it till after we pass it. I meant to say.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, did you see?
I mean, sometimes those arguments like it's not bipartisan and it's not. It's just jamming it through with a party line vote. Well, yeah, that's what people voted for.
Right. That's what the Democrats do when they're in power. So it's
Either
only
way.
wrong, it seems like, when Republicans do it.
No, that's just you give them what they want, what the people want, I guess.
Take it from them and give it to you, the people. Did you get to see any of the president's roast at the White House correspondent dinner?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see any of it?
No.
Oh my
I'm sorry.
goodness. Wow, really?
I didn't know what was going on.
Huh.
I'm not making that up. I had no idea. Didn't we just have the White House correspondent?
Yeah, but they had to shut it down because that.
Oh, the shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't know they redid it. What happened?
But apparently, people were upset with the tone of some of his comments, that they felt like he was mean.
Play him.
Let me see if I can find one.
The Trump's comments were mean, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, color me shocked.
I mean, remember when Obama completely roasted him?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Probably being a little bit oversensitive. Sometimes I really do think that some of you don't like me. In fact, I read a report, I get 93% negative publicity. 93. So how the hell did I win the election by so much? Think of it, I don't think that's true. I can't believe it's 93. In the 80s maybe, but not 93. But this place is really the largest group of Trump derangement syndrome people ever put together at one time, I suspect. Some of you are lucky that our last dinner was cut short because I had brought with me what would possibly have been, I'm telling you, I had something. I was going to go after you. I feel so badly doing this. It's going to be such a letdown. Oh, yay. But your lives were really in danger the last time for an opposite reason. But on the plus side, your careers were saved. And we have we really do. We have a complete and total. I love the words complete and total. They say, but it means almost the same thing. I said, it doesn't matter when you say it. It's called emphasis. It's called emphasis. But everyone is now really warming up. The new White House military center, drone port, highly protected ballroom. We have.
All right. Well, some of the jokes he told, one about Kaylin Collins from CNN. He basically compared her to Dylan Mulvaney from the Bud Light ads.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty mean.
So mean. Yeah. He said, I thought Caitlin really made it big with a major new sponsorship, but then I was informed it wasn't her on the Bud Light can, it was Dylan Mulvaney. Oh, man. We could play more, but we're out of time. So, Ralph Hennessy is coming on the show next from England Airport, and we'll look forward to the conversation. Hope you'll join us.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
Quieter in the Middle East. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. No American attacks and no Iranian retaliation after bombing had resumed for 13 days in a row. Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
For the past 3 nights, the United States has halted strikes against Iran, but the White House is making clear the military option remains on the table as the administration is exploring a variety of options moving forward with both diplomacy and intense economic pressure. The U.S. naval blockade does remain in effect, costing the regime hundreds of millions of dollars per day.
But while the U.S. and Iran pause the fighting, Ukraine's gotten involved.
Iran's foreign minister says a Ukrainian attack on an Iranian commercial vessel cannot go unanswered. Abbas Araghchi was talking after an explosion in the Caspian Sea killed one sailor and injured another. Ukraine says it targeted a Russian warship and vessels used for transporting Iranian-linked military cargo.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. With the U.S. and Iran pausing in attempts to get back to negotiating, oil prices are plunging, down 6%. Brent crude back to $90 a barrel. Last week it hit 100 again. At the gas pump, though, prices up 11 cents from last Monday. President Trump may talk about all that later today when he goes to Michigan to discuss the economy and visit a GM facility ahead of next week's primaries.
Voters in Michigan will choose nominees for open Senate and governor's races and pick candidates across all of Michigan's 13 congressional districts. Trump won Michigan in 2016 and 2024, so both parties see this as a critical state to win over.
Fox's Alex Hogan. The manhunt continues in Seattle for a second gunman after last night's shooting sent people panicking and running away from a food festival near the Space Needle. 7 people caught in the crossfire. 3 died. Assistant Seattle Fire Chief Tyrone Davis.
We do have one suspect that is being interviewed. We've recovered 2 guns.
A 2-year-old boy among the 4 injured. He's now in stable condition. America's listening to Fox News.
Everyone walks through seasons of uncertainty, but you don't have to walk through them alone. At intouch.org, you'll find messages of hope, biblical truth, and encouragement from Dr. Charles Stanley, available anytime you need it. Dive into devotionals, watch sermons, or explore resources that help you draw closer to God day by day. When you're ready to refocus your heart and renew your faith, visit intouch.org. It may be exactly what your soul needs today.
Here he comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Democrats made it official in Maine over the weekend, choosing a replacement Senate nominee, Troy Jackson. After Graham Plattner dropped out of the race amid sexual misconduct allegations, Democrats hope to win that seat and 3 others in November to win back control of the Senate.
Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders said on CBS Face the Nation that Maine incumbent Republican Susan Collins has a fight on her hands with Troy Jackson.
He's from the working class. He is very articulate. I think he stands an excellent chance to win.
But Sanders added that only happens if Jackson overcomes certain outside forces against progressives.
The billionaire class are throwing unbelievable amounts of money into these campaigns to protect the establishment candidates.
Senator Collins called Jackson a political insider who is hyper-partisan on issues. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
About 300,000 people remain evacuated in Europe where wildfires keep raging.
Shifting winds and dry conditions are really fueling these wildfires across France and Spain, as crews say they're struggling to get the upper hand. Around 100 homes were destroyed in just one town alone, west of the wine region of Bordeaux.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett. An American astronaut is getting used to gravity again.
NASA watched as a Russian-American space crew landed safely in the Central Asian country of Kazakhstan.
Touchdown after 241 days in space. Chris Williams, Sergei Mikheyev, and Sergei Sverchkov have returned to their home planet.
U.S. astronaut Chris Williams and the 2 Russian cosmonauts returned from the International Space Station, their Soyuz space capsule landing by parachute. From there, it was on to the Johnson Space Center in Houston for Williams and on to Star City outside Moscow for the 2 cosmonauts. Roger Stern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, a stock market surge is brewing. Dow futures up 600 points. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Sean Burns. Ochsner Health has partnered with a company testing a new Alzheimer's treatment that's showing promising results. Here's Jeff Palermo.
Cognito Therapeutics has developed a Spectrix headset.
The device is worn in the home for an hour and is very well tolerated.
That's Dr. Richard Zweifler with Ochsner Health, who says the headset stimulates the brain, and this stimulation removes plaque that causes Alzheimer's.
Very beneficial to the brain in terms of protecting it from declining function over time.
Ochsner hopes FDA approval occurs in the first half of next year, and since Ochsner has partnered with Cognito Therapeutics, Louisiana Alzheimer patients will they'll be able to use it. I'm Jeff Palermo.
The State Department of Wildlife and Fisheries reports good news about the state's whooping crane recovery effort. 18 of 20 total pairs that nested were able to hatch chicks, the largest percentage ever. LDWF biologist Sarah Zamorsky.
We had one pair this year who fledged their fourth chick in 4 years, so they've been successful each year for the past 4 years.
LRN. A lot has changed in Congress since 1997. That's according to Congressman Cleo Fields, who's decided not to seek a second term in his second stint on Capitol Hill. On the day Fields left Capitol Hill the first time, there was no such thing as Facebook. X was merely the 24th letter of the alphabet, and Donald Trump hadn't even launched The Apprentice yet. Times have changed, and Fields says so has Congress.
Today, you will not see a Democrat and a Republican sitting having dinner or lunch or a cup of coffee. And I think that has to change.
State Senator Mike Reese is now the new president of McNeese State University. Reese takes over for Wade Roos, who's now heading the LSU system. Reese notes that 78% of McNeese's graduates remain in Louisiana, so it's important the school work closely with the community to prepare them for life after college.
Working with our industrial partners in Southwest Louisiana, so we make sure that we are providing education and curriculum and degrees that are meaningful to them.
Louisiana Radio Network.
In Central Louisiana, when you're talking great food, you're talking Southern Creations Country Lunch Buffet. At the base of the Jackson Street Bridge in Pineville, this Best of the Best award-winning lunch buffet is remarkable, featuring their signature fried chicken every day, an awesome variety of menu choices, and homemade desserts, including the now famous white chocolate bread pudding. No one does lunch better. Come have lunch with a friend or a group at Southern Creations. Daily menus posted on Facebook.
Well, good Monday morning. Another sunny, very hot day ahead of us as we'll see afternoon highs near 98 degrees. That heat index on 107 this afternoon, and winds out of the west only about 5 miles an hour. Tonight, clear skies will get down to 77 for the overnight low. And then for Tuesday, sunny and hot afternoon highs near 99. That heat index again near 100. Daytime high temperatures now through the end of the week near or above 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
And welcome back, everybody. It is hour number 2 of Talkback here on your Monday morning. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell, joined in the studio now by Ralph Hennessy. He is the Executive Director of England Air Park. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Anything going on these days with the airport? Just a little bit, huh?
Just a wee bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you surprised at all at how kind of heated things are getting when it comes to the data center and other projects?
Not really, because you have to look at what's going on around the country, right? It's grown nationally, so people want it to be here locally, right? So yeah.
So not too much.
No, so you guys had the big meeting where you talked about an ordinance specifically, and it brought a lot of people protesting the Family Migrant Center that's coming there. Give us the background on those ordinances and what exactly do they say?
Sure. Probably about a month and a half ago, we were approached by members of the Sheriff Department and the DA asking us to look at our current ordinances related to protests. Because of things that they see going on regionally and locally. They had some concerns because certainly the sheriff's office, they're the ones that provide our law enforcement out at the air park. And so they wanted us to look at some things and have a discussion with them. Our current ordinances address parades, and we've used that parade ordinance for public demonstrations and other things. And so they wanted us to really change that up and focus on something related to protests. So we've looked at it. We drafted an ordinance. It was introduced at our last meeting last Thursday. And there were a number of people that showed up to talk about the ordinance. Now, They also had a lot of people that showed up to talk about other things, but in our public meetings, you have the public comments are restricted to items on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a number of people there to protest a certain issue, but that was not on the agenda. So they just attached their item to this ordinance and then got up and spoke. And then at some point pulled out, or actually added their opinion on something else to the ordinance.
So tell us what the ordinance does.
Yeah, so the ordinance, it's real simple. It lays out basically the rules. If you're going to come out and protest, this is the process you have to follow in order to come out and protest. It doesn't impede anyone's First Amendment rights. It just says, if you're going to come out here, you have to fill out a permit. Here's the information that you have to put in the permit. It's basic stuff: the name, contact information, the organization, what is your intention, where do you want to protest, etc., things of that nature. You submit that to us within a certain time frame. We'll get back to you, authorize you a permit, or not. If not, then there's an appeal process. So all that's in the ordinance. It's just some basic stuff that outlines what the rules are if you're going to come out there.
And that is something that, that's been standard for years all around the country. You can't, as you said, you're not limiting First Amendment rights at all, but there's a process that people have to go through. And a lot of times we see where maybe that's not followed or that's not done, then that creates a problem.
Correct. And so, you have to look at it from the standpoint of us out at the England Air Park, that we have a facility that has a number of businesses there. We have to look out for those businesses. If someone's going to come out there and create an activity that impedes their business, then we have to intercede on that. Additionally, you have to look at it from law enforcement's perspective. They want to know what's going on in the parish, and if they need to be staffed for a certain event, they need to know some information about that too. We've all seen around the country, everyone says we're going to have a peaceful protest. And most of those are peaceful, but it takes one knucklehead to do something wrong that creates a situation that is not peaceful. And we have to be prepared for that.
And you can watch the full interview that we've done in the past talking about this. But that the Family Migrant Center, that people came out and were protesting at that event or at the meeting, this is something you're just meeting the needs of the government. If you don't like the policy, that's done at a different level.
Correct. Take that up with, your congressmen, your senators, others. The activity that's taking place that people are voicing their opinion against, that was approved at our February board meeting. So that's going. That's done. The agreements are drafted, signed. They're in place with ICE, and so they can come out there and protest, but no one's changing their mind. It's the train has left the station.
Yeah.
So
do you find protesters that have been coming to the air park, are they local people or are they people coming from elsewhere?
So there is a local group that they're out there on a regular basis. But for this board meeting, they put things out on social media to attract people from outside the area.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the people at our board meeting were from outside the area. Those that spoke, we had about 15 people that spoke on the ordinance issue. 2/3 of them were from Baton Rouge, New Orleans, other parts of Louisiana, Texas. So again, these are people from outside the area coming into the area to express their opinions and views.
Were they speaking out against your policy or just the center in general?
Both. Again, most of what they had to say against the policy was saying that we were trying to impede their First Amendment rights, which is not accurate. None of them read the ordinance. The ordinance was posted Wednesday. Our meeting was on Thursday, so they had an opportunity to read it before they came and spoke on something that they were ignorant about. And most of those people, again, tried to put something in their dialogue against the family center. So,
and I could be wrong, but something we talked about a couple of months ago, the No Kings protest that happened on Jackson Street, there were permits that had to be had to go to those parks over there, and
that's right.
Something they filled out before. They were one of the guys who was escorted out. I think he was from New Orleans, claimed he was a lawyer. He said, expect legal action. Is that something you guys are expecting to see at all? Or?
This ordinance has been looked at by a number of attorneys outside of the EEIDD. So certainly we have our own attorney on that we have on staff with us, and then certainly we have some board members that are attorneys, and then there are people within the community that have looked at this also, or attorneys within the community. So this was drafted with the context of the First Amendment in mind. So, society can, file a lawsuit on anything. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true and accurate. That's for the courts to decide. And same thing here. If somebody wants to file something, there's a process.
Yeah. And I mean, usually the courts are looking at issues like time, place, manner, that if it's an ordinance or a law that applies equally to everyone, you're usually on pretty solid ground. As part of this ordinance, does it restrict like what areas of the base people can be at for a protest?
So it takes the airport terminal off limits. There are federal guidelines in place that already prohibit that.
Sure.
So that is listed there. It also takes, if there's a lease, an agreement with another entity, those areas that are under lease are also out of place. Mm-hmm. So, but in general, no, it's open, and it applies at the air park as well as locations that we have the control of that location. So, our authority is parish wide, but it's two specific locations that we have some agreement on that we're in control of.
But protesters won't be able to like block roads where people are trying to get to the terminal and things like that.
Correct. That's the intent. The intent is so that it does not impede traffic, doesn't impede entrance to businesses, but puts in place, the idea is that when they submit their permit request, their application, they can put where they want to protest, mm-hmm. the location, or we can sit down with them and come up with a location.
Okay.
Where's the ordinance at now, and what happens next?
So currently, that was an introduction at the board meeting. It's going to lay over until the August board meeting, in which the board will then take action, and then it's got to be advertised for a period. The earliest that it would actually be in place is, I want to say, October 1, because it has to be advertised for a period. Once it's been approved, it's got to be advertised before it can go into effect.
All right. Ralph Hennessy is our guest from England Air Park. We'll be right back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
The Louisiana heat is here. Is your home ready? Whether it's keeping your air conditioner running strong, fixing unexpected plumbing problems, or installing a whole home generator before the next storm rolls in, Southern Air has you covered. With trusted technicians, upfront pricing, and service that you can count on, we're here to keep your family comfortable all summer long. Don't sweat it. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today, or schedule online at southernairalexandria.com.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BON Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BON Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
We're talking with Ralph Hennessy from England Air Park here on this Monday edition of Talkback, and it relates to the England Authority looking to approve an ordinance that will govern organized demonstrations or assemblies on the property. Now, a lot of this has to do with the new facility that you're currently remodeling, what looks to be an old barracks, I believe, and this will house families that are self-supporting.
Yeah, so we were approached by LaSalle Corrections. Actually, we were approached by another entity over a year ago that was proposing to do an operation at the air park for families going back to their homeland, right? Mm-hmm. That entity, for whatever reason, it didn't materialize, and then LaSalle Corrections approached us. And LaSalle has an agreement with the federal government to take families that are, undocumented in the United States that are self-deporting to go back to their homeland, keeping them as a family unit and then moving them back home. So that their proposal is taking the last barracks facility that we have, renovating it, basically, new paint, air condition upgrades, things of that nature. And then they're going to have a number of other modular buildings they're bringing in to also augment that operation, in which they will, people that are, families that are wishing to self-deport will be processed through there. That there's admin buildings, there's cafeteria that's there, there's medical facilities. It's anticipated they're there, 3 or 4 days before they get on the planes to go back home. You have to realize that, our government has to coordinate this with other governments. So it takes a few days for people to be processed and their government to be ready to accept them. So that's the gist of it. Yeah. LaSalle has subcontracted with a company called Anuvian, in which they're providing a lot of the counseling, the medical services, and humanitarian aid to these people. These are people that are not coming there in shackles and being treated as prisoners. No, they're regular people that come there to the facility. There's a playground for the kids and things of that nature. So free food, medical care while they're here, and then they're counseled and educated. It's been explained to me that these people will then be added to they're going to be educated on the proper way to come into the country, so that they can come here legally and contribute to society. And it's been explained to me that these people, after they go through the process, will then be added to some list that will give them some preferential treatment to come back in the future. Now, I don't know how all that works.
Mm-hmm.
That's not our role there,
Right.
but that's part of the services.
I know, like I've been out at the air park recently and seeing the work that's being done. Is there eventually going to be some kind of a perimeter around that building, like fencing or something like that?
Yeah, there is going to be a fence, a privacy fence. Really, it's just to keep everyone contained so they just don't go wandering around. But it's not meant to be a prison. It's not going to have barbed wire at the top or anything. It's a 8-foot fence with privacy material there. It's going to be landscaped to soften it up. And again, people are coming there. They've got an agreement with LaSalle and the federal government to go back home. If they decide to leave, they can leave. I don't know how all that works. Again, that is someone else's operation. We don't get involved in the details of how they're conducting their business.
And you're expecting about 200 jobs from that facility? Did I inflate that?
No, it's anywhere 150 to 200. In fact, Anuvian's advertising for positions right now, and you can go on Indeed and other places online and look. There's drivers, security people, nurses, social workers, food prep people. There's a number of positions out that they're advertising for.
So. We do have a call coming in. Are you okay taking that?
Sure.
All right. And thanks for waiting. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's everyone this morning?
Doing well. Thank you.
Good.
Hey, good. Hey, I just have a question. The head security guy out there is a friend of mine. I actually retired from the sheriff's department. And my name is Shannon McManus, by the way. I'm sorry. My question is this. A lot of people are asking me this, and it's important to me as well as them, that people's First Amendment rights are protected, right? That's why it's our First Amendment. Would you commit to providing a map for the people that want one on the location to show them where they can and cannot go out there? And let's say it was just one person under that 4-person threshold that y'all put in the document. Let's just say that 2 people wanted to go out there and protest with some shirts on or some signs in a right-of-way or an easement, which is off of the roadway, not blocking traffic, not causing any trouble. Will you guys commit to providing a map? To me, it would be appropriate because you're allowing the citizens to know for sure that's where they can stand to do what they need to do if they don't have to apply for a permit.
In the ordinance, it talks about that. It says that we will provide a map of the area. So what you're asking for is not unreasonable. It's something that's already being addressed in the ordinance. We don't have a map prepared today, but by the time that it is out there for implementation, yes, there will be something out there.
All right.
Because you don't want to put the citizen in trouble for going out there and doing their First Amendment thing, and you don't want to put an officer of the sheriff's department in a difficult situation when enforcing a law whenever there's no map so that both sides actually know where this is permitted at.
Sure. Sounds like you're going to cover that. So
yeah.
All right. Very good. Okay. Thank you for the call, Shannon. We do appreciate it.
I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. That covers it. So I guess focus now will be on the next meeting then in August to see whether they actually approve this.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, keep us updated, and we always appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. That's Ralph Hennessy from England Air Park. Our guest here on Talkback.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A lot of positivity on Wall Street this morning as tension in the Mideast eases and investors look ahead to a big week for tech. Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and Facebook's parent all reporting quarterly results. More controversy, though, for Facebook about those Notify apps An NGO says Instagram and Facebook ran AI Nudify apps from China. The Tech Transparency Project claims Gather One ran apps that can transpose women's faces onto naked bodies and create sexualized videos. Meta says it doesn't allow non-consensual intimate imagery. Waymo racking up some big parking fines. Its robotaxis in Austin, Texas have racked up more than $9,000 in parking tickets as their autonomous vehicles struggle to figure out how to stop in the right place. And today is National Chicken Finger Day. Raising Cane's among those offering free extra chicken tenders with certain purchases. 7-Eleven, Speedway, and Stripes have $1 chicken tender specials. Some raise the roost today. Denise McGrady, Bloomberg Radio.
Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies. Along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist, you'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Ooh, it's hot. Louisiana summertime's here, and it's almost as hot as the deals at A1 Pool. Want an in-ground or above-ground pool? A1 Pool sells them, installs them, and has a hot summertime deal for you. Need a new liner for your in-ground pool? A1 Pools is the place to call. Write this number down, 318-449-2093. For above-ground pools or in-ground pools or replacement liners for your in-ground pools, always call A1 Pools, 318-449-2093. See them on Facebook.
Well, good Monday morning. Another sunny, very hot day ahead of us as we'll see afternoon highs near 98 degrees. That heat index on 107 this afternoon, and winds out of the west only about 5 miles an hour. Tonight, clear skies will get down to 77 for the overnight low. And then for Tuesday, sunny and hot afternoon highs near 99. That heat index again near 100. These how high temperatures now through the end of the week, near or above 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
Sharpen your questioning there of the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, when he asked for $67 billion in funding for the Iran war. You said, just like our poll shows, you need more information. Did you get an agreement that you will be provided the classified detailed briefing that you say is necessary?
I'm having breakfast next Wednesday with General Kane. I've seen the poll. It looks about right. I support the president in Iran. We all need to do a better job messaging. I may end up with a sombrero on my head by saying this, but we all know the president. He exists loudly. He grows anxious when he has an unexpressed thought. He's not always disciplined in his messaging. I'm not saying he should stop talking. He's the president. I'm not. But I would put Rubio and Kane and Radcliffe and Hegseth out there, either in a speech or in a long press conference, to explain what's going on in Iran, why we went in, why we're still there.
That's actually a pretty good suggestion, I would say. Rome. Senator John Kennedy on Face the Nation yesterday.
I don't know if you've seen this, probably not, but there's a famous Catholic bishop named Robert Barron. He's like the biggest Catholic media guy. He's on Trump's like faith board or whatever.
Okay.
And he just had a sit-down interview with the vice president, who is a Catholic convert. In the hour-long conversation, I suggest everyone go watch it. It's about Catholicism, but it's also about, public policy, immigration, war, and everything, how the church looks at that, how policy is done. It's very eye-opening into how Vance thinks. And he impressed me a little. He impressed me. Like, it was a really good interview.
Yeah.
The conversations they had, they talked about Augustine a lot, just war theory. They talked about the Pope and what seems like the Pope and the administration's back and forth over Iran war, which was, I think, a little bit overblown. And even Vance said, like, look, we don't look at it as the Pope coming after the Trump administration. He's throwing in moral questions because he has a platform.
Right.
And those are things that we have to remember is how do we balance, with the immigration, human dignity and enforcing borders. Because, the Catholic Church isn't against enforcing borders of your country.
Except for
but
the
he's
Vatican.
Throwing in,
right.
Yeah.
If they have the big wall around it.
No, they're not against enforcing borders.
Oh, they're not against
No.
it? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Got it.
And so it just throws those moral questions in there. And I thought it was a very interesting conversation. Yeah.
Say
And
the name again.
Bishop Robert Barron.
Robert Barron. Okay.
Yeah. And so he had a long sit-down interview with the vice president.
Which,
talking about his book.
The one thing President Trump does have at his disposal are men in his cabinet who are excellent speakers, including J.D. Vance and including Marco Rubio. So that was Kennedy's point is, and even Pete Hegseth, who has professional broadcast experience, put these guys in front of the American people to better explain to them, why we're there, what we're doing, and kind of what the end game is. Now,
and that's why I brought it up because like this conversation they're having about policy and morality, it's very eloquent. It's very thought through. He's very intelligent.
Yeah.
Both of those people are.
Right.
Marco Rubio is too. So it's not the whim of his gut.
Yeah.
And I just don't think a lot of people like that. And so I think it's good to sit down and listen to these people who could be president one day, Vance and Rubio.
Yeah.
Just the intellectual thoughts and years of training they've had on some of these issues and why they go about it. That's hard to fit into a minute-long soundbite.
Exactly. Deploy them to the podcasts, if nothing else, because when Trump gained a lot of traction with young people in 2024, it's when he and others were doing podcasts. So get them out there, get them on Joe Rogan and other platforms where they can also maybe more in depth, because young people do have an audience, or they do have a desire to listen to that. I think the administration is losing a lot of that demographic because they look at it, hey, you promised that things are going to be great, things are going to be better with the economy, and we're looking at it and we don't see it as much. That's something else that Kennedy talked about on Face the Nation yesterday, are some of the expenses that people are having to deal with, and here's what he had to say on that.
Well, here's what I think we ought to do. I think we ought to tighten the sanctions on the sale of Iranian oil. I think we ought to continue the blockade and starve them out. I think we ought to bomb Pickaxe Mountain and try to reach what's underneath it. I don't know about, I don't have enough information to know about continuing the attacks. The president likes the daily attacks. He believes that sometimes you have to kill a few chickens to scare the monkeys. That's not. I don't think that's going to work with the Iranian leadership. These people are more than mildly insane. It's like dealing with Son of Sam or Charles Manson. But I don't think we ought to just cut and run. If we can stand the pain of the rising costs of energy, we need to stay the course. At least for a few more months. I also don't think we need to send in troops. That's my opinion for what it's worth.
Which, you can say that, but as you get closer to November and the midterms, the whole issue with gas prices is going to be relevant for people.
And I'm trying to keep bringing this back up, but that's something that they talk about then in that interview, which I think kind of opens up some of the thought process of, you are what you worship as a society, like St. Augustine wrote in The City of God 1,600 years ago. You are what you worship. And he goes, when every economic policy is just based on what the number of the economic chart is, it's not always going to be what's right for society, for humanity. Sometimes there are things that you have to look at and balance. And so I think that's one reason they're looking at the Iran war that way. They may believe that it's not financially suitable or efficacious for winning in the midterm elections, but they probably feel like it's the moral or just thing to do or the safe thing to do for the future of the country. They're just not doing a good job of getting it out there.
Right.
But again, maybe they are. It's just that the majority of Americans don't care and they look at their pocketbook for everything.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens between now and November. It will be interesting. I mean, the thing that always frustrates me is, so what's your alternative? You're going to vote Democrat or let Democrats take over Congress, which is now being controlled by the extreme left wing, and we know what's going to happen there. Do you really think that's going to make things better? I mean, hold the Republicans accountable, yes. vote them out in the primaries and put new ones in. But to think you're going to have better economic policy or immigration policy if the Democrats get back in charge, I mean.
But we're in a different realm now. We're in a realm that they believe socialist policies might be the answer to our problems. So you're dealing with a different animal now. And so it is what it is.
So frustrating to say we really need to do something that's failed all over the world time and time and time again.
That's what I'm saying. There's reasons for some of these things too. And I get how someone like Trump would come to power, right? I mean, he really spoke to the frustrations of a lot of people on the right.
Yeah.
But I think it's maybe with someone like Vance or maybe with somebody like Rubio, they're going to be much more able to communicate conservative policy in a way that would be palatable to someone in their 30s and 40s, or who are in their 20s right now. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll take a break, and we have more coming up.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Here's the tale of the daily meds fill. Same old pharmacies, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the Savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance. Craig's Cleaners is now looking for some good employees. In particular, Craig's is looking for people with cashier experience and who have a valid driver's license. It's a pretty sweet job, too. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. with no weekends. That's right. Here's your chance for every weekend off. So if you're interested in working for Craig's Cleaners, please apply in person at Craig's main location at 1746 Elliott Street, Alexandria.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
All right, we're back. Alan Stephen with you here on your Monday morning. Just a reminder for you, coming up later today over at Louisiana Christian University, 11:30 this morning. It is this month's North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting, and the featured speaker will be our district attorney for Rapids Parish. As that meeting will get underway, and like I said, 11:30, you'll hear from elected officials, other businesses and organizations. Always a good time over there at LCU.
All right. We'll be there. We'll have a report.
Okay. Yeah. Have your crack staff out there.
It'll be me. I go where the lunches are.
So, headline for you, Stephen. Arizona State University is launching an influencer degree where students have to gain real-world followers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of the, I don't know. I think journalism degrees, no offense, are a little bit too long for what you need to know. You know, I think a good 2-year broadcast school would be good, or you could change it to maybe like a social media journalism ethics class or something. But I mean, there's definitely something there for that. What do you think? I know like colleges like to make up degrees on anything.
Yeah. So the Content Creation BA, Bachelor of Arts, will be housed within Arizona State's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, because that's the way it is. And will appear in their course catalog for this upcoming school year. The 120 credit hour degree prepares students to become an influencer and strategic storyteller by teaching video production, podcasting, personal branding, audience analytics, and social media strategy. The program was approved by the ASU Senate in March. His proposal said that graduates would be prepared to work independently as influencers and content creators across live streaming, videography, writing, podcasting, graphics, and emerging media. In a way, though, I think that is better preparing them for the world they're going into than saying, hey, let's prepare you to get out and go work at a TV station or such kinds of traditional media, which we know have been losing audience.
And you might be thinking, and something I'm concerned about too, is you might be wondering, like, okay, if I get an influencer degree, how is that going to separate me from someone who has a phone and a microphone, a camera and a microphone, and they just call themselves journalists and go out all day and post stuff? So I think when society maybe could try to recognize like someone who has the training or really puts out an effort to make sure they're not biased. You know, you could tell me you're not biased all day, but even the way that you frame a story, you know, could say otherwise. So being able to separate those two different things is, with the consumer, might be a difficult thing.
There's a video on TikTok right now that's kind of been going around that it's a guy who kind of poses himself as an investigative journalist doing a story about the coming Applied Digital Data Center here in Rapides Parish. And the story is entirely framed from a negative standpoint. Even just the way he uses sound bites is to support his major premise. It's not really what you're wanting to do. You want to tell a story that's more complete and provides not just both sides, but the sides of the issue in proper context. Like, you can take a side of an issue and make it seem like that's the majority opinion when it isn't. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of mainstream media does now. But I think that if this is going to be the wave of the future, and it's already the wave of the present, then if you can take people who have experience with ethics and presentation and create better, quote, influencers, news influencers, maybe that is a good thing. So,
and it takes a lot of work and sometimes a lot of restraint because, I mean, we had a presence at that England Authority meeting, and for things out of our control, we were unable to get the side of those who were proposing the ordinance.
Right.
You know? So I think ethically I could have posted something over the weekend and say, hey, we'll reach out to them. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till Monday till I get the other side. Just post the full story.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to beat, you know, Billy Bob Jackson's news network down the road. And if they do, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I'll just have a different product than them on a Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
You know, it's difficult to do sometimes, or using AI to write your news stories. I see it all the time. I'm seeing it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'll catch some, and I'm not going to call them out, and it'll say in the middle of their news article, "Would you like me to phrase this a different way?"
I've seen that. Yeah. I know there are news outlets around the state that are starting to use pictures generated by AI.
See, I've used that for election graphics, but that's not me telling us the story.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's just a faster Canva.
Yeah. Which, if you're going to do something like that, let's say you have a story about a topic and you need kind of a general pictures. Well, there was a service that we used to employ that would do that, like graphics or that sort of thing. Now you can replace that with AI much cheaper. But I think ethically you need to completely identify that. Say this photo was generated by AI.
Social media does it by itself.
Yeah, it does do that now.
And look, it bit me once because I was posting pictures of somebody and saying, hey, they were elected to this or won this, and it changed their appearance, and I didn't notice it.
Oh.
And they reached out to me like, hey, you need to change this. It doesn't look like me. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. So I quit doing that. Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Bite me
messing
once,
it up.
shame on me. Bite me twice, don't get bit again.
Don't get bit again. So
Jessica Pucci is the Senior Associate Dean at the Cronkite School. She told AZ Family, which is a website, I guess, a news website.
I think that's the great television station.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
That the degree goes beyond teaching students how to record and upload videos. She said, I don't know any content creator who wouldn't benefit from having world-class faculty whose sole mission is to help you and support your growth as a creator. She said, or they say, for the program's final project, students will choose a social media platform such as TikTok to create content, a content and growth strategy, and attempt to gain real-world followers through the semester. She says they'll have a platform of their choice and will demonstrate that audience growth. So the curriculum includes courses titled such as How to Become an Influencer, On-Camera Presence, Introduction to Editing, Videography, Podcasting, and Audio Storytelling, Social Media Foundations, and the Digital Audience.
Hey, I'll give it to you. You were ahead of the curve on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
You've been doing that for a long time at LC.
Yeah. And probably you need to even emphasize it more looking at this. So they say the degree will offer hands-on experiences in places like Phoenix and Los Angeles, including the Cronkite School's LA Content Studio, where students develop their own media brand, work with existing companies, and learn how to measure and monetize their content.
I mean, in this day and age, and I don't know how many people actually care about this, but in this day of journalism, you got to be willing to adapt and just change things up. If you were in the old school way of doing things, you just kind of have to let it go. You know? And sometimes things that didn't work then are going to work now.
Right, right. All right, so I just need to get you to come in and help teach my class. You can teach them how to monetize.
Monetize me, I'll monetize them. Just kidding.
Money, money, money.
No, I mean, I've been thinking about it a long time. How would you know, which then I'm like, oh, wait, you've been kind of doing that with us, in 2012. But I don't know. You just got to go out there and put in the work and be able to tell. If you want to be a balanced journalist, then you have to strive to be one. If not, if you want to be a partisan presenter, that's fine. Just don't pose as the other one.
The 4-letter word that's the key to whatever you do, work. You got to put in the work.
Yep.
It's not just you going, hey, I'm on TikTok, follow me. But it's give them something that they want.
Consistency.
Yep. Yeah. Feed the beast.
Yep.
So we need to feed our beast with this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Hello, I'm Sarah Kramer of Kramer Funeral Home. Funerals don't just signify that a life has ended. They celebrate that a life was lived and loved. At Kramer Funeral Home, we understand the importance of celebrating a life well lived. And since no two people are alike, no two funerals should be alike. We will assist you step by step in creating a meaningful service that honors your loved one's unique life. Let us, the staff at Kramer Funeral Home, be your personal guide.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK
Last segment of the morning, and we have a call coming in on the B1 Bank Talk Line. Let's go to that. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, I found an article on the weekend giving me hope that this carbon capture sequestration stuff may never come to fruition. It was on this website is called oilprice.com. And the title of the article is "The Carbon Capture Boom is Starting to Crack." It said, they talked about how much money's been put into it. Governments and oil companies primarily. Except that in recent years, many have become more skeptical about the effectiveness of CCS technologies as several projects have failed to perform. This Institute of Energy Economics, they did a review of 13 operating CCS projects around the world. Found that most captured below design levels of 90%, while some failed outright.
Interesting.
Highlighting the ongoing technical challenges of CCS as a solution and the potential for further cost escalation. This think tank did studies. It said the cost of having CCS to U.S. plants is estimated 20 to 30 megawatt hours, $30 per megawatt hours, which could potentially double the cost of power production. These think tanks in Europe calculated, according to their calculations, the cost of existing or planned CO2 storage projects are at least 50% higher than previous forecasts. They end the article saying the high cost of CCS technology use, as well as the barriers to commercial rollout, suggest that CCS promotion may have been one big and fairly successful PR stunt.
Wow.
Gives me hope that it's going to fizzle out, or we're not going to be inundated with all these.
At the end of the day, the markets always kind of dictate, don't they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the information.
Yeah, I was thrilled to read that.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're in the final 40 seconds or so. Stephen, what you got planned for today?
Narvia, going to be posting some other videos here as well. So, and whatever happens, happens.
You just never know in news.
Hopefully nothing.
You just got to be ready.
Just got to be ready to go. Non-biased authenticity, always.
Yeah, don't forget you can follow Stephen on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What else? Did I cover all of them?
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok.
Oh, wow. I forgot about X. How could I forget?
We're up to 70 subscribers on YouTube. Subscribe to us, Simon Broadcasting.
All right, there you go.
Trying to build it up.
All right, it'll be you and Nathan coming up on the show tomorrow.
Nope.
No, not Nathan.
Nathan and Dr. Carell.
Oh, okay. All right. And we do have our monthly LSUA segment tomorrow as well. So Dr. Carell will be not representing LSUA, but it will be here while we do the segment. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, that'll be interesting. I'll be back with you on Wednesday, everyone. So until then, I hope you all have a great day.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers.